Hi everyone, I'm Mia Carberry and I'm here to investigate the body condition score of polar bears in the Arctic. This topic interests me because it is a significant example of an animal suffering from the extreme speed of the shift in our climate. Modern climate change is so dangerous because species do not have the ability to adapt to the rapid changing environment. I believe that addressing climate change and its consequences is our responsibility as human beings. The polar bear relies heavily on sea ice in the Arctic for their hunting grounds. Since 1979, Arctic sea ice has decreased significantly along with their food availability. In an Arctic predator prey system in flux, climate change impacts on coastal space use by polar bears and ring seals by Hamilton C. and others examines the coastal space used by polar bears and their prey, ring seals. The results are that the spatial overlap is decreasing, reducing polar bear food availability. The effects of this reduced availability could reduce the polar bear's overall health. Body condition score, or BCS, is one measurement animal scientists use to measure the health of an individual. It is similar to the BMI in humans. This particular data was collected using a visual assessment of 216 individuals. This score can be evaluated using the numbers 1 through 9 or 1 through 5. In polar bears, morphological measurements and body condition at capture, BCS is assessed on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being an emaciated polar bear, 3 being healthy, and 5 being severely overweight. The research question at hand is the mean body condition score of an adult polar bear in the Arctic less than 3 on a 5-point scale? When examining the data, we can see in Figure 1 that most bears score between a 2 and a 3. Additionally, in Table 1, we can see that the sample mean is 2.93 and the standard deviation is 0.59. Based on the 68, 95, 99.7 rule, we can assume that roughly 68% of the data is within one standard deviation of the mean, or between 2.34 and 3.52. Our confidence interval is 0.95 or 95%. This means that I am 95% confident that the true population mean lies between 2.851 and 3.010, the lower and upper limits, respectively. Our sample mean is 2.93. When considering the research question, the answer is yes. The mean body condition score of an adult polar bear in the Arctic is less than 3. Our final investigation into this topic is the hypothesis test. Our null hypothesis states that the population mean is greater than or equal to 3, and our alternative hypothesis states that the population mean is less than 3. This test would be best examined using a left-tailed one-sample test with normal distribution. Our significance level is 0.05, and using various statistical calculators, we found the following values. The critical value is negative 1.652, and the test statistic is negative 1.7285. The p-value is 0.0427. And you can see the critical value represented right here on this graph. If we compare the critical value and the test statistic would be within this shaded region, which is the rejection zone. I reject the null hypothesis also because the p-value is less than the level of significance, which you can see right here. And there is sufficient evidence to support the alternative hypothesis.